Inside the friendly confines of Big League Center, Youngstown State and Loyola getting set to square off in the first basketball game of the brand new calendar year 2012. Hi again, everybody. Chad Krasinski alongside Zach Humphreys as the Penguins trying to keep that momentum on their side after that huge win on the road at Cleveland State on New Year's Eve day. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. The Penguins sticking with what has worked. Blake Allen, Kendrick Perry, and Ashen Ward at the guards. The reigning Horizon League Player of the Week, Damian Ergel, is at one forward. Deshaun Brooks rounding it out. Three guards for Loyola, Hicks, Chrisman, and Christian Thomas. Ben Avercamp, the leading scorer, a second-team all-preseason selection for the Ramblers. Walt Gibbler rounding things out. Those are the starting lineups as we get you set for tonight's opening tip. Glad you're with us here on the Valley's home for local sports, My YTV. Hope you and yours had an outstanding holiday season, and all the best to you in the brand new calendar year. Damian Ergel set to jump it up against Avercamp. It is controlled by Youngstown State, and we are underway here at Beagley Center. Ashen Ward, top of the key, Kendrick Perry. Blake Allen with the ball, back over to Ergel. Ergel outside that three-point line to Ashen Ward. Just underway here on the campus of Youngstown State. Deshaun Brooks back up to the top of the key. Kendrick Perry, the sophomore from Florida, works it over to Allen, and now Damian Ergel spinning off the window, too strong. Rebound Jordan Hicks for Loyola.
Chad, Loyola has a lot of length this evening, but we should beat them in the athleticism department. We're going to have to be able to get to the rack like Damian did there, just got to finish.
Gibbler up top side, near side Thomas on the wing. Right low block, back outside Thomas. They work it back up to the top of the key. Gibbler just inside the three-point line. They give it on the opposite low block. And it's poked free, gobbled up, shot clock down to 9. Underneath, shot is ripped free, out of bounds. And with 7 seconds to shoot, Loyola will maintain possession.
And Chad, you touched on Avercamp along with Gibbler. They make up 51% of the Ramblers' scoring. They're their go-to guys. They're the ones who are going to have to look for open shots. We got to make sure we have a body on both of them.
Ramblers set to trigger it in. Avercamp has the basketball. Avercamp facing up. Shot clock down to 2. Avercamp tied up. Gibbler puts it up and in as the shot clock expires, but it counts. And it is 2-0 Loyola leading Youngstown State. Top side Brooks over on the right wing to Ashen Ward. Damian Ergel outside the three-point line. Deshaun Brooks facing up near side in the corner. Deshaun Brooks penetrating, cut off at the free throw line. Over to Ward, now Ergel raising up. Ergel can't knock that one in. He's 0 for 2 from the floor.
And they're going to give Damian that shot, Chad. If he's going to be able to knock it down, maybe they won't, but they're going to give it to him to start.
Far side left wing, Jordan Hicks around a screen, back outside the three-point line, now underneath. Thomas has it at the top of the key. Avercamp cut off at the free throw line into the corner. Gibbler back outside, far side left wing, three-pointer is up and no good. Off the fingertips of Chrisman, and the Penguins come down with it.
And it's no wonder we're scoreless here about 2 minutes in. Loyola, probably the best defensive team in the Horizon League thus far, Chad.
Yeah, Penguins will have their hands full every night in Horizon League play. Coach Slocum said that at his press conference earlier this week. Near side of the corner, over to Ward. Top side Brooks, raising up for 3. Misses everything virtually. Coming down with the rebound is Jordan Hicks. And the Penguins not shooting the ball very well, especially in the early going.
Not at all, but not really anything has come easy either, Chad. We're going to have to keep moving the ball. That was good, nice job the last possession there of moving the basketball from right to left, but couldn't hit that open shot.
Underneath, Avercamp fights it up and will not go. And the ball is out of bounds, and it is going to stay here. They will say it is off Youngstown State. There is Porter Moser, the head coach of the Ramblers. His team with a 2-0 lead, having lost 2 straight games. Winless in Horizon League play. Ball is into Gibbler. On the wing, Gibbler picks up that dribble to Chrisman in the wing. Just about 3 minutes into this first half. Chrisman over to the left side, brings it back to the right. Gibbler facing up on Ergel. Gibbler pump fake, shot blocked by Ergel underneath.
Third in the nation in that department is Ergel.
Ergel, one of the best in the business. He takes the basketball at the baseline. over to Brooks, and now Blake Allen. Top side, it's Kendrick Perry. Penguins with a slow tempo. Brooks for three. Back of the rim, no good. And the Penguins still looking for their first points of the night.
We're camping too much on that three-point line, Chad. We make 10 of them per ball game, but you got to be able to get inside, too. It'll open it up out there.
Far side left wing into the hands of Christian Thomas. Avercamp facing up to Gibbler on the right wing. Hicks will trigger for three and knock it down.
Great length for these guards. That was a 6'6" guard in Hicks, able to get that shot with relative ease, even with a closeout on Ashen Ward.
5-0 Loyola leading Youngstown State. Blake Allen back over to Kendrick Perry on the near side. Perry around the Brooks screen. Kendrick Perry to the right side. Far side corner. Perry to Allen. Penguins trying to get an open look. Allen firing around, no. And the rebound is going to be knocked out of bounds. Three Loyola players going for it, none of which could come up with it. And with 15:41 left to play here in the first half, Youngstown State trailing at 5-0. We'll bring you back to Bigley after this on the Valley's Hub for Local Sports, my YTV. Urging Coach Slocum to get Damian Ergel more touches. Well, he had plenty of touches on Saturday in that huge win over Cleveland State, posting a double-double, a season-high 20 points and 10 boards against the Vikings. And for that, as we mentioned earlier, he was named the Horizon League Player of the Week. So congratulations to Damian Ergel, as nice a young man as you'll ever want to meet. Penguins come out of the timeout with a basketball, still without a field goal, 0 for 5 from the floor through the first 4+ minutes of action. Kendrick Perry over to Ashen Ward. Ward goes off the dribble. Outside Allen, firing three ball. Got it!
21 straight dating back to last year that he has hit a triple. The streak continues.
So the Penguins are finally on the board. At the 15:20 mark is when their first basket is made in the first half. Hicks to Gibbler. Over onto the left wing, Joe Chrisman. They work it underneath. Right low block. It is up and it is good. And it's 7-3, first two for Ben Avercamp. Top side, Brooks over to Ashen Ward. This is Blake Allen. Kendrick Perry up at the top of the key. Round a screen. Kendrick Perry on the right side. Cut off the baseline. Perry over to Ergel, and it's out of bounds off the fingertips of the former Warren G. Harding Raider. And the Penguins will turn it over for the first time tonight.
And the Penguins have missed a couple open shots here to start, but it's been great defense for Loyola too on this side. I mean, nothing's coming easy, not a lot of open looks. You know what YSU wants to do. We want to shoot the three, Chad. They're running us off the line. We're going to have to develop some kind of inside scoring here. Maybe we should get Damian a few more touches.
Up at the top of the key, Gibbler under the far side left wing to Brito, who's checked in for the Ramblers. Bounce pass underneath, whistle. Offensive foul called against Loyola, and I do believe it's Avercamp that is called for the foul. That is his first, and the first team foul. Ramblers going back to the bench. Chim Kadima, the sophomore from Milwaukee, will come in, and sitting down is Avercamp. Avercamp with just 2 points thus far. Ashen Ward with the basketball on the far side right wing. Nearly walked in Ward. Up to Brooks, now Allen, left wing. Round of Brooks screen, back to Brooks underneath. Brooks fights it up and in.
Great patience there by Deshaun. He waited, gathered himself, went up strong with the right hand.
Didn't get too far ahead of himself, and he kept his composure and knocked down the easy one from point-blank range. Gibbler, near side right wing, over to Chrisman. Chrisman cut off by Kendrick Perry, over to Brito. Far side left wing, underneath. Jump hook is up and it rattles in, courtesy of Walt Gibbler. And we have a whistle, count the basket, and it's going to be a foul called against Youngstown State. It'll be the Penguins' first team foul. No, I beg your pardon. They're going to count the basket. It's a foul against Loyola. After the made basket, it's going to be called against Christian Thomas. So the basket will stay, making it 9-5. Kendrick Perry at the top of the key. Near side left wing, it's Blake Allen. Ergel facing up on Walt Gibbler. Into the paint, jump, hook, up, off. Ashen Ward with the offensive rebound. Baseline jumper, up too strong. Ergel fighting for the rebound. It is loose, it is out of bounds, and it will go to Loyola. The effort is there for the Penguins, but thus far the bounce is going the opposite direction.
You're right, Chad, and this is exactly what Loyola wants. For them to win in these type of games, they have to grind it out in this kind of fashion. It's not going to be up and down when you play Loyola. They're going to force you to play the stall game a little bit, as they don't like to get out and run like YSU does.
Trying to control the tempo are the Ramblers. Kadima to Thomas, top of the key. They work it underneath. Kadima fights it up strong and won't go. Off the miss, Ergel with the rebound. His second of the ball game. Kendrick Perry over to Allen, firing three ball. Got it!
At least somebody's hot right now. Blake's got 2.
6 points for Blake Allen. Leads the Horizon League with 3.3 3-pointers made per ball game. Topside Thomas over to Kadima on the left wing, guarded by Kendrick Perry. Gibbler up topside. Thomas facing up on the right wing. This is Hicks. Hicks has 1 triple so far. Bounce pass underneath, ball knocked out of bounds. And it is going to stay right here with Loyola, as Jerry Slocum's going to go to the bench for the first time tonight. We'll get our first look of the night at Fletcher Larson. Also checking in, Sean Amaker. Ashen Ward and Damian Ergel take a rest.
And then you see Avercamp come back in for Gibbler. You're not going to see very often, Chad, both of these guys out at the same time. If one's out, one's got to be on the floor, or else they don't have any scoring.
So the Ramblers with the ball. Shot clock down to 6. Brito firing. Long three, it won't go. Rebound comes down to Amaker for Youngstown State. Penguins can take the lead with a 2-point field goal. Over to Blake Allen. Couple of triples so far. Picks up that dribble. Fletcher Larson takes the ball, hands back to Allen. Back to Larson. Larson facing up with a baseline jumper. It won't go. Rebound Avercamp for Loyola, as we're under 12 minutes to play in the first half. Brito outside Avercamp. Nice move from the free throw line. That jumper is up, and it is no good. And with 11:45 left to play here until halftime, it's Loyola 9, Youngstown State 8. Back to Bigley after this on the Valley's home for local sports, by YTV. And welcome back to Bigley Center. Chad Krasminski, Zach Humphreys with you. 11:40 and counting in the first half. Loyola with a 1-point lead over Youngstown State. Ashen Ward on the far side right wing. Ward to Perry, up at the top of the key. Around to Brooks, screen. Perry now over to Brooks. Allen with the ball. Shot clock down to 11. Blake Allen heads back around to the right side. Allen, bounce pass Ward, firing three ball. Got it!
Nice little set there out of the timeout. We had 2 wide open shooters. You could have kicked it back out to the shot at the top, and then Ashen was spotted up in the corner.
Penguins with an 11-9 lead, if memory serves me correctly. The first Penguin lead of the ball game. That one up off the rim, and it is no good. However, Ramblers come down with a rebound. Chrisman working hard on the offensive glass.
Looks like YSU's starting to find something out offensively a little bit.
Up at the top of the key, shot knocked free. Pass poked free. Denzel Brito on the left wing. Brito feeding near side corner. Shot blocked! And a great play by Kendrick Perry, blocking the shot, having the presence of mind and the wherewithal to gobble it up and fire it off the Ramblers player, and the Penguins have possession.
And Hicks is 6'6". I mean, for him to get way up top at 6'1", maybe 6 foot, shows really some athleticism.
11-9, Penguins with a 2-point lead. Having checked into the ball game, Nate Perry. Ashen Ward up top of the key. Ergel with a screen. Ward, line, lane, puts it up and in!
Now they're starting to understand that Loyola's coming out on that high ball screen. You could split the defense, just like Ashen did right there. It's wide open.
13-9 is our score, closing into the 10-minute mark. Far side left wing, Jordan Hicks around a Gibbler screen. Hicks back over to the left side. Avercamp line, lane, raising up, knocking it down. 13-11 is our score. 4 points for Ben Avercamp. Ashen Ward takes it back up to the top of the key. Over to Ergel. Back to Ward. Ward knifing through. Gives way to Blake Allen. 18 seconds left of the shot clock. Ergel setting a screen. Blake Allen over to Brooks. Raising up for three. That one is short. Rebound tipped up into the air. Fought for by Ergel. Fought for by Perry. But the Ramblers will control. Far side left wing into the hands of Joe Chrisman. Chrisman back up to the right side. Avercamp raising up for the long three and knocking it down. And the Ramblers take a 1-point lead.
And that's what Avercamp has to do if Loyola wants to be successful. He's got to be able to go inside out, score in a variety of different ways.
Ashen Ward with his Penguins trailing it by 1. Ward top side, Brooks back over to Allen to answer a three of his own. It won't go. Gibbler comes down with a rebound, and for Gibbler, that is first rebound of the contest. I want to jinx ourselves, but a very fast-moving first half. Just 2 fouls total, both on Loyola. Avercamp raising up again. That one was short. Perry comes down with a rebound for Youngstown State.
And Loyola, Chad's a team, when they get to the stripe, they shoot it very well as a team at 82%. So if you can keep them off the foul line, it even helps your cause a little bit more.
20 on the shot clock. Ashen Ward from the right side. Ward back outside. Brooks with a pump fake from the free throw line. Raising up, and he knocked it down.
Great presence of mind there by Brooks, knowing that he can get an easier shot with a pump fake. That's exactly what he did.
Brooks with 4 points. Penguins with a 1-point lead. Underneath. Shot blocked by Ergel. Ramblers wanted goaltending. They won't get it. Ashen Ward up at the top of the key. Ward knifing through. Feeding Ergel, and he puts it up and in.
And it could have been a push, too, with a foul, as Avercamp definitely gave him a little extra shove. Would have been a big foul, too. Would have picked up his second, Chad.
We have a timeout called, but we're going to keep it here since it's a called timeout. With a quick
little shove there.
Yeah, a quick feed underneath, and Ergel got a little bump right towards the base of the basket, but no whistle. And I'm not so sure. Ergel got up there for another block, his second of the night. The Ramblers wanted goaltending, and they weren't going to get it.
It was bang, bang, Chad. We got a tough angle, of course, because we're on the other side of the court, but it looked like Damian had got up there, and, you know, judging by his hops, I'd say he probably did.
Going to look at this play here.
Oh, yeah, that's clean. Right into the glass.
So at the moment, Youngstown State with a 17-14 lead. Penguins started the game 0 for 5 shooting from the floor, but since that time, they've picked that shooting percentage up. They're now 7 for 17, 41.2%. Loyola 6 for 15 at 40%. The Penguins with 3 triples. So the Ramblers out of the timeout with the basketball. Chrisman around a Gibbler screen. Up top to Avercamp. Now Brito. Brito back over to Christian Thomas. They work it to Avercamp. Now Thomas. Brito cross-court pass to Chrisman. Whistle off the ball. And we have a foul. And it's going to be called against Fletcher Larson of Youngstown State. So that's the first on Larson and the first on Youngstown State as a team. And with that, we take timeout. 7:17 left to play here in the first half. Youngstown State by 3 over Loyola on the Valley's home for local sports by YTV. And welcome back to Bigley Center. Youngstown State with a 3-point lead. 17-14 over Loyola. Underneath, the pass comes into Thomas. Thomas puts it up, and he draws the foul and is going to go to the line for 2. Ashen Ward picks up his first. That's the second team foul on Youngstown State. So Christian Thomas, freshman from St. Louis, to the line. Averaging just over 5.5 points a game. Thomas puts it up and misses. His last 2 starts, in terms of Thomas, 10.5 points per game, 5 rebounds.
Kind of an unorthodox way to shoot it too, Jack. Right over the top.
Looks like he's going to get a 3rd try. Looks like a lane violation.
Usually if you're a right-handed shooter, you're a little bit offset to your right. He shoots it right from the center of his forehead.
And he makes 1 out of 3 thanks to the lane violation, and he pulls Loyola to within 2. So Kendrick Perry with the basketball. Over to Blake Allen, near side in the corner. Josh Shinaki is checked in for Youngstown State. Underneath, Shinaki takes the feed. Feeding Larson, right side, and it won't go. Larson ends up with it. Kendrick Perry, 1 dribble. Top side Ward, firing 3 ball. Got it! Ashen Ward with 8 first-half points, and the Penguin lead is 20-15. Brito swings it back up to Gibbler. Far side in the corner, Thomas. Now Gibbler feeding Avercamp underneath. Gathers himself, stripped free. Jump ball called, and the possession arrow will keep it right here.
I love the energy coming from the YSU bench. Every single guy there, as the ball went to the ground, every guy on the bench was up, clapping, because a couple big men hit the deck going after loose balls.
Sean Amaker is going to come back in for the Penguins. Ashen Ward is going to take a seat with those 8 first-half points. Brito set to fire it in. Does so to Avercamp. Shot clock is down to 12. Thomas, near side right wing. Over to Brito. Avercamp back to Brito. Shot clock to 5. Gibbler loses the handle, picked up by Amaker for Youngstown State, and he wisely pulls it back out front. Blake Allen, line, lane, puts it up and in.
That's a rarity when Blake Allen goes to the hoop. He's able to wheel one home there.
He too has 8 first-half points. The Penguin lead is 7. Joe Chrisman cut off. Back over left side, Avercamp to Chrisman. Thomas, now Brito. Brito goes baseline, cut off. Avercamp, little sweet jump hook, and he knocks it down. And it's 22-17.
And up until that point, Shinaki, since coming in, has done a great job on Avercamp. You just got to stay glued to him, Chad. Don't let him have any operating room.
This is Kendrick Perry feeding Shinaki. Baseline jumper, got it!
You start getting a little production from the bench, it's really going to be a nice thing to have added to the ton of scoring we get from the starting 5.
Yeah, Coach Slocum has certainly been pleased with his depth this season. Avercamp with the ball. Closing it in 5 minutes left in the first half. Avercamp guarded by Larson to Chrisman right wing. This is Gibbler over to Brito. Underneath, 10 to shoot, shot clock to 5. Brito top of the key, now to the left side. Brito feeding Gibbler underneath, puts it up and in as the shot clock expires the 2nd time tonight that's happened.
They put one in there, Chad, but I love the intensity here in the last couple minutes. You could tell things have started to pick up. Youngstown starting to play at their pace.
Shinaki with the ball. 1 dribble over to Fletcher Larson. Now back to the point guard, Kendrick Perry. Penguins have found a rhythm offensively. Blake Allen goes off the dribble, feeding Larson from the free throw line. It's no good. Loose ball. It is saved in, but will belong to Loyola. So 4:10 left. Over the time stripe and into the forecourt. Kadima near side, right wing. Ben Koski has checked in for Loyola. Top side to Hicks. He has 1 3, not 2. That one missed badly. 24-19, Kendrick Perry quickly into the corner. Amaker got poked in the eye, smacked in the face. Trying to shake the cobwebs out in the near side corner. Blake Allen feeding Kendrick Perry. Perry, line, lane, floating in the air. Somehow gets it to drop in.
That's just a play that not a lot of people can make, and Kendrick Perry can.
Great strength, great balance. Somehow he worked that one right through for two. His first two of the night. It's 26-19. Brito into the corner with the near side. Into the hands of Hicks. Now Brito around to the left side. In the corner, Kadima for three. Missed badly. Rebound Amaker for Youngstown State. Ahead to Blake Allen. Allen back to Amaker. This is Shinaki. Back to Allen. Firing three ball. Off the front of the rim, it won't go. Jordan Hicks with a rebound for Loyola. Hicks with 3 boards.
And a lot of people think that, that's a quick shot, but not really. That's right in rhythm, right what Jerry Slocum wants to do in our offense.
Ball is poked free. It's going to be out of bounds, but it's going to belong to Loyola when we come back. 2:34 left to play in the first half. So far, so good for Youngstown State, trying to start 2012 with a victory in Bigley Center. Kendrick Perry helping the cause on the Valley's Home for Local Sports, my YTV. Here's a young Penguin fan who's enjoyed what he has seen to this point. Youngstown State with a 26-19 lead. 2:30 and counting left in this first half. Loyola comes out of the timeout with the basketball. Thomas over to Crispin. Working back over to Hicks on the right side. Now into the corner, Kadima. Kadima's cut off. Crispin raising up for three. It is no good. The officials will say that the shot was not off in time. Doesn't matter anyway because it wasn't any good. So the Penguins will get it with 2:13 left.
And Deshaun's back in there, and what he's been doing in the Horizon League thus far is just absurd. 19 points per ball game, 5 boards. Just a drastic increase, Chad, from last season.
Kendrick Perry, great feed underneath for Ergel. And Ergel is going to draw the foul and go to the free throw line. I believe it's going to be Christian Thomas picking up his second. It is. So Ergel to the line. Look at the picture perfect pass underneath. As Ergel in traffic. Drawing contact, he'll go to the line and miss the first free throw. Ergel, of course, the product of Warren G. Harding, as we see Avercamp coming back in. Ergel on the season, averaging 9.8 points, 7.1 rebounds, 4.3 blocks per game. Of course, he's the Horizon League leader in blocked shots. 144 career blocks coming into tonight. He's got 2 already. So give him 146 block shots in his career.
And Chad, I've said this before. Can you imagine if he was actually the size a center should be? He's 6'6", 6'7", and with that great length. Can you imagine if he was actually 6'8", 6'9", how many blocks he would have? Even more.
Boy, you're right. Crispin in the left wing. Off the dribble, cut off at the free throw line. Near side, 3 ball, misses everything, an air ball. Rebound comes down to Ergel for Youngstown State. So Kendrick Perry trots it across. 90 seconds left to play in the first half. Penguins 27-19 lead. Kendrick Perry double clutch, puts it up, it won't go. Rebound Crispin for Loyola.
And that's a matchup Kendrick Perry's going to have to exploit before this ball game's over. He only has 2, but he's going to be able to get some easy looks, I think.
Far side left wing, 3 ball up and good for Denzel Brito. And it's 27-22 as we close in on 60 seconds left in this first half.
That closes thing out the right way, Chad.
DJ Cole is checked in for Youngstown State. Ashen Ward takes it on a rack and puts in the baseline layup. 29-22 is Ashen Ward showing some range to his game. 7-point lead, Brito. Now it's up top side, Gibbler. Another block for Ergel. His 3rd of the night. Near side, Kendrick Perry firing 3 ball. We have a whistle. And we have a foul called. No, I beg your pardon. It's a timeout called by Youngstown State. And so the Penguins, in all likelihood, are going to set something up for the final shot of this first half. Look at Ergel. coming up from the top side and knocking it down. His third block of the ball game. So the Penguins will have it with 28.9 seconds left.
Chad, it's important here to get a good shot. Shot clock is turned off, so you're going to be able to set up one final play here. You're already up 7.
So the Penguins will send out Allen, Perry, Ergel, Ward, and Deshaun Brooks. And again, you do want to hold for the last shot. You don't want to give Loyola any confidence at all heading in. You want to keep this momentum currently with a 7-point lead. Allen will take the ball. Loses the handle for a split second. Feeds it to Perry. Kendrick Perry is fouled.
They had a foul to give, so nothing will happen. We'll just have to throw it in again.
Foul is going to be number 1 on Landon DeCubo. So the ball is into Kendrick Perry. Game clock now underneath 10. Perry with the ball, far side on the right. And we have a whistle, and we have what? A foul on Chrisman with 5 seconds left.
And Loyola, because they have fouls to give, Chad, they're just able to get YSU out of their rhythm. Right before you want to start the play up, they're going to commit that foul. Then you're going to have to reset things up.
So 5 seconds left on the first half clock. See if the Penguins can beat the buzzer. Blake Allen looking. It's into Ward. Ward firing a 3-ball off the back of the rim and won't good. Brooks comes down with a rebound. However, the first half is now in the books. We head to halftime with your score. Youngstown State 29, Loyola 22. Halftime highlights, numbers, and more. Follow this on the Valley's Hub for Local Sports by YTV. The Penguins are certainly trying to start Horizon League play with a record of 3-1 for the first time since joining the conference. Hi again, everybody. Yours truly, Chad Krispinski, alongside Zach Humphreys. And Zach, the Penguins started very poorly in terms of shooting the basketball, but slowly but surely you saw that momentum gathering. You saw them get into a rhythm, and Jerry Slocum has to be pretty pleased with what he saw.
Yeah, you're not going to score too many points against Loyola. I mean, that's just the bottom line. But 29 in that first half, holding Loyola to 22. And then you hope Kendrick can get it going a little bit in the second half. He had a tough first half, so hopefully he can get it going as far as scoring.
The reigning Horizon League Player of the Week, Damian Ergel, fresh off that double-double in that win over Cleveland State. One of the best shot blockers in the entire country. 3rd in the nation in blocked shots. He had 3 swats in that first half of play. As we take a look at our team numbers from that first half of play, Youngstown State, in terms of shooting the basketball, 44.4%. Loyola, on the other hand, 40.9%. The Penguins connecting on 4 from downtown. Youngstown State also taking the edge in the rebounding department, 15-13. When you talk about Loyola, one name that comes to mind is Ben Avercamp. He's the team's leading scorer coming in terms of points per game, and he's the team leader in points tonight. 9 points for him, including that 3-ball from way downtown. As far as Youngstown State goes, Ashen Ward is certainly a player to watch, and he can shoot it from the outside, but as you see there, he can shoot it from inside, taking the ball to the rack as well. Ward in double figures with 10. Avercamp, as we said, 1 less than that with 9. It all adds up to a Youngstown State 29-22 lead over Loyola. Can the Penguins make it 2 straight wins in league play and start off 2012 in winning fashion? We'll find out when we come back. Chad Krispinski inviting you to stay tuned for the second half after this on the Valley's Home for Local. And welcome back to Big League Center. Chad Krispinski, Zach Humphreys with you. Youngstown State with a 29-22 lead over Loyola as we're all set for the second half of play. Glad you're with us here on the Valley's Home for Local Sports, my YTV, as the Penguins come out with the basketball. On to the near side, right wing. This is Blake Allen. Allen with 8 first half points. Damian Ergel raising up, putting that one up with the left hand. It won't go. Ashen Ward crashing the boards. That one won't go. Ergel puts it up and in. Puts the foul.
Damian playing big down there. After the miss, going back in there. Ashen Ward, too, getting that first offensive rebound.
First foul on Walt Gibbler. But look at the Penguins. The efforts on the boards. That means so much. Ergel in traffic with 2 Ramblers surrounding him. And Ergel making it happen. He has 5 points. And Ergel will stay at 5 at least for the moment. So it's 31-22. Youngstown State trying to keep Loyola winless in conference play. Back underneath to Avercamp. 2 pump fakes. He puts it up and in, plus the foul. So that Youngstown State foul is going to be called on to Sean Brooks, number 1 on him. Avercamp in double figures with 11. And Avercamp with a chance to complete the and one. He's started now 55 consecutive games. He's drained 13 straight free throws coming in. And make it 14 straight. And the Ramblers hanging tough in there. This is Kendrick Perry. Perry bounce pass to Ward. Top side Brooks for 3. Around and it comes out. Rebound fought for and gobbled up by Avercamp for Loyola. Over the time stripe into the forecourt. Joe Chrisman. Top side Avercamp for 3. Got it!
And nobody was there. Nobody at all was in front of Avercamp, and he's going to knock that down with ease.
Free and easy are the Ramblers playing. And the Penguin lead is just 31-28 at the moment. Around an Ergel screen, Ashen Ward back to Ergel. Ergel puts it up, misses. Rebound Kendrick Perry, out to Allen, back to Perry, firing 3 ball off the front of the rim and won't go. Rebound fought for, Ward puts it up and in.
Ashen Ward going inside, getting some offensive rebounds, 2 already to open up the half.
4 rebounds in the ball game for Ashen Ward to go along with 12 points. Line, lane, shot blocked. Denzel Brito went to the rack. It was blocked by one of the Penguins underneath. Tough to tell who got it from our vantage point, but it's a blocked shot, and Loyola will hang on to it with 18:23 left in the ball game. So the ball is into Chrisman. Chrisman. Back to Avercamp, near side Brito. Brito knifing towards the elbow. Back to Avercamp, now Brito. Christian Thomas over to Chrisman. Chrisman into the paint. Ball is poked free, but there's going to be a whistle and a foul on Youngstown State for the reach.
And Chrisman wants to say he was shooting. It wasn't even close. He got the foul call, but he was not in the act of shooting. I mean, main thing in here is, Chad, offensively, they have shown no signs of life aside from Avercamp. If you can keep a body on Avercamp, don't let Gibbler get offensive rebounds, we're going to be okay in the second half.
They're going to say the foul is called on Ashen Ward. That'll be his second, and the Penguins' second as a team. So Denzel Brito set to trigger it in for the Ramblers. Brito looking, and it is into Gibbler. Thomas, now Brito. Underneath, low post, Gibbler in traffic, puts it up, and it bounces in. And the lead is now 3 for Youngstown State.
Gibbler doesn't have the athleticism Damian does, but he has more strength, and he used it right there.
Near side right wing, Kendrick Perry. Top side to Sean Brooks, far side left wing. Blake Allen back to Brooks, whipping it near side. Ward for 3. That one short. Rebound fought for, gobbled up by Christian Thomas. Loyola with a chance to tie if they can knock down a 3-point field goal. Brito from the elbow. Rainbows it up and in, and the lead is down to 1 for Youngstown State.
Chad, we're starting to fall in love with the triple. Just a moment ago, Kendrick was able to get to the basket. I like to see him get there again, this time finish.
Damian Ergel outside the 3-point line. Gives to Allen. Now Ashen Ward. Takes it baseline, and we have a whistle. And we have a foul called on Loyola. It'll be on Chrisman. That'll be his second. And now both teams with 2 team fouls. So the Penguins have it with a fresh shot clock. 3 minutes into this second half. Kendrick Perry penetrating, pulling it back out. Perry to Brooks.
There needs to be more spacing, too. It's too clogged up, and that's going to result in a lot of jump shots.
Well, you're right. That rhythm is seemingly gone. Kendrick Perry, line, leg.
Yes.
High off the glass for 2.
Yes, more of that, please.
4 points for Kendrick Perry. You asked for it. Wanted to see him be more involved in the second half. That's a way to start it off. Brito back to Avercamp. Now Christian Thomas. Swinging around underneath. Kibler with the ball. Top side Brito. Avercamp for 3. Got it! And we are tied at 35.
Avercamp, it doesn't matter. Hand to the face. You leave him any kind of space, he's going to be able to hit it.
He's got 18 points to lead all scorers. And we're deadlocked at 35. Penguins in a dogfight again.
That means he's over 50% of their scoring, Chad.
This is Blake Allen up at the top of the key. Shot clock to 14. Allen gives way to Deshaun Brooks. Back to the near side, Perry. Perry firing, fade away. Ring ball, knocked it down. And we have a timeout called. But we will keep it here with 15:34 left. It's not the officials' timeout. So this stoppage of play allows us an opportunity to remind you that the Globetrotters are coming to the Covelli Center for 2 great shows on Saturday, January 28th. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. You can win a family 4-pack to the game. Text BB to 45548 for your chance to win. Harlem Globetrotters basketball is a fun-filled experience for the entire family. So Youngstown State with a 2-point lead, a precarious 2-point lead. And what do you presume that conversation is going like in Jerry Slocum's huddle?
I would hope for it to be a little bit more of the last 2 possessions. Get to the basket. Of course, you know, we're going to be able to get some open threes, but we have to be able to get to the basket too, and it's going to be number 3 to get us there. He's done it 2 times down the floor now. The last couple times down, we've got 2 buckets in result.
So 15:34, Penguins for the ball game are shooting 16 of 37, 43.2%. On the other hand, Loyola, 14 of 28. Do the math, it's an even 50%.
They were at 40 at halftime, Chad, so they've come out in the second half shooting the basketball very well. And really, it's Avercamp. That's about it, because their offense is limited. It's very limited. Gibler's a guy that can go in there and be scrappy. He'll fight you. He'll get some boards for you. But Avercamp's their only true scorer on this team.
Tell you what, when you look at those 2 high scorers in Avercamp and Gibler, both of them leaving the huddle now. An interesting note about both of them, 24 and 33. They're excellent basketball players, but they're also excellent students. Both of them with aspirations to attend medical school. So hats off to both of them for keeping it up in the classroom and on the court. Gibler's father is the president and CEO of the University of Cincinnati Hospital, in fact. So it's all in the family. Speaking of Avercamp, he takes the feed underneath, back outside Brito. Top side Thomas. Now Gibler, the aforementioned future doctor. His pass taken away. Kendrick Perry, line, lane, puts it up and in.
All day. Kendrick Perry is going to be able to take any one of these players off the dribble anytime he wants.
39-35, Penguin lead back up to 4. Chrisman. And we have a whistle. And we have, I believe, perhaps an injury timeout. The official blew it dead, and with 14:54 left to play, we're going to take a timeout. Kendrick Perry came up a little hobbled, but he'll be attended to. Loyola trailing Youngstown State 39-35. On the Valley's home for local sports, my YTV.
This MyValleySports.com YSU basketball game is brought to you.
14:54 left in the ball game. Youngstown State with a 4-point lead. Loyola with the ball. Ball is into Avercamp. Chrisman in the right wing. Topside Gibbler. Now Brito. Feeding Christian Thomas. Thomas went up for the dunk. And he was rejected. But on the offensive glass, it's cleaned up and stuck in. Right place, right time for Walt Gibbler. 39-37. Nate Perry is checked in for Youngstown State. Topside Brooks over to Allen, firing three ball. That one short. Gibbler with the rebound, his fourth of the ball game. Chrisman pushing it up the floor. Chrisman brings it near side left wing. Top of the key, Gibbler. Over to Christian Thomas. Denzel Brito feeding Gibbler. Back outside Brito. Brito looking low post. Instead it's Avercamp. Top of the key. Knocking down that three ball. And Loyola takes a 1-point lead.
You got to stay. You cannot leave him. Deshaun left him once again, and that's what happens.
21 points for Avercamp. His career high is 31. Baseline jumper, no good. We have a whistle, and we have a foul underneath on a push. And that Loyola foul will be the third Rambler team foul. And it's going to be number 3 called on Joe Chrisman. Porter Moser can't be happy with that. Kendrick Perry, who left with a hobbled leg back in. Ashen Ward penetrating over to Ergel. Ergel flips it up and will not go, but he's going to go to the line for 2. And all of a sudden, that is foul number 3 on Christian Thomas. Ergel doesn't get the kind roll on the hometown rims. So Ergel is going to try to add to his 5-point night to this point. And Ergel misses the free throw. So he'll try to split the pair and tie the ball game up, Zach.
This has just been an ugly ball game. I mean, both teams struggled offensively pretty much all night. The shooting percentages there just hasn't looked good, you know what I mean?
It did start well, but then the Penguins picked it up. But here in the second half, it hasn't been pretty. We're tied at 40 with under 13 and a half to play. Top side, it's Gibbler with the ball over to Brito. Brito penetrating, pulling it back out, looking for Avercamp. Avercamp with the ball right near the baseline. Brito thought about the 3 ball. He won't take it. He's guarded by Blake Allen. Brito around a Gibbler screen. Over to Avercamp. He penetrates, raises up, short. Offensive rebound. Won't go. Penguins come down with it. Kendrick Perry pushing it up the floor. Perry, line, lane, feeding Ward. Puts it up and in.
And that's what we have to do when we get the defensive run, get the defensive rebound, Chad. We got to get out in the break, get an easy hoop.
Penguins with a 2-point lead, 42-40. Brito around to the right side. Brito back up top of the key, Gibbler. Now Hicks, bounce pass underneath. Avercamp feeding Thomas. Brito firing for 3. Back of the rim, no good. Kendrick Perry sky and high for the rebound. Pushing it up the floor, and he draws the foul. It's a foul on the floor. It's going to be number 1 on Denzel Brito, sophomore from Wareham, Massachusetts.
Chad, I said at the half that Kendrick had to get it going. He's starting to propel himself a little bit here in the second half, but Deshaun Brooks still stuck on 4 points. And you know, lately he's been doing a lot more than that.
Well, you're right, Brooks. 17 points against Cleveland State. Avercamp sits down. Needs a rest. Ashen Ward raising up. And that shot will not go. I didn't see for a moment if it's a 3-point field goal attempt. It is not. So that's going to be foul number 1 on Chim Kadima. So Ward to the line with 14 points. Ashen Ward with 15 in the win over CSU over the weekend, and he misses the free throw. The Penguins now 2 for 6 from the line.
Loyola's 2 of 3. If that comes down to being a factor late in games, I already mentioned it. Loyola, a very good free throw shooting team.
Ward splits the pair. And it is 43-40. Youngstown State. Ward's going to sit down. Amaker checks back in. Over the time stripe into the forecourt. Brito. Right wing Jordan Hicks. Here's Christian Thomas. Now Kadima. Gibbler from the top side. Puts it off the back of the rim and won't go. Christian Thomas with the offensive rebound for Loyola. Tell you what, this Loyola team has lost 2 straight winless in league play, but they're really giving a good effort tonight. Gibbler underneath. Fights it up and in, plus the foul.
That's what Gibbler does. He's just a workhorse.
And the foul is going to be called on Youngstown State's Damian Ergel, his first, and the third on the Penguins as a team. And with 11:55 left to play here in the ball game, Penguins with a precarious 1-point lead on the Valley's Home for Local Sports by YTV. Pete Penny on hand, hoping for another Penguin victory. At the moment, Youngstown State up 43-42. Gibbler for Loyola with a chance to tie, and he does. So we're deadlocked at 43. Under 12 minutes left. It's crunch time at Beagley Center, Zach.
And Chad, we're right back into how Loyola wants to play. It's slowed down now all of a sudden. It's possession by possession. That's exactly what they want to do. We got to speed up the tempo a little bit.
Deshaun Brooks over to Blake Allen. Allen over to the left side. Amaker with the ball for Youngstown State. Shot clock down to 10. Kendrick Perry top of the key. Shot clock down to 7, now 6. And we have a whistle and a foul called on Jordan Hicks of Loyola. It's going to be 1-1 the rest of the way. Free throws the rest of the way, 1-1 in this situation. So Kendrick Perry to the free throw line. He has 8 points. Fletcher Larson and Ashen Ward are back. Amaker and Ergel will sit down. Perry with 8 points. He's averaging 15 a game. Well off that. He's third in the Horizon League in scoring coming in. And he misses the free throw.
And they're going to get another shot here. Looks like somebody went early again. But, you know, very confusing to me, Chad. Such a great shooter as Perry, but he struggles from the free throw line. The struggles continue there, but hopefully he can...
So they're going to call a foul on Gibbler. It's going to be 1-1 again.
Gotcha. The way that quick whistle was, I thought somebody had left early.
So Deshaun Brooks, with just 4 points, trying to put the Penguins back in the lead with a free throw make, and he misses. Wow.
You got to make free throws down the stretch, and I told you, Loyola, the better free throw shooting team. It's shown so far.
Kadima with the ball up top of the key. Avercamp, who's back in. Hicks, line, lane. Hicks fights it up and in with the right hand. 45-43 Loyola. Kendrick Perry reverses his tracks. Out to Deshaun Brooks. Ashen Ward holding the ball. Back over to Perry. Perry facing up. Bounce past Brooks. Left low block. Brooks spinning, firing. Got it!
Need a stop now, Chad.
Brooks with 6. We're tied at 45. 10:42, clock rolling here in the second half. Brito with the ball, top side Avercamp. Back to the near side, left wing, into the hands of Hicks. Now Brito back to Kadima, underneath, shot up, it will not go, but Gibbler is going to go back to the free throw line.
And I'm not sure. Fletcher Larson looked like he played that pretty well. Gibbler initiated the contact going into him. Larson was straight up the entire way.
So to the free throw line will go Gibbler, where coming in, he was a 79% free throw shooter, and he puts it up and in. Fletcher Larson Trying to play it straight up.
No body contact whatsoever. I don't know where the foul is.
The foul was called. And Gibbler knocks in a pair of free throws. So Chrisman is back for Loyola. The Ramblers with a 2-point lead, 47-45. Blake Allen over the time stripe into the forecourt. Kendrick Perry near side right wing. Around an Ergel screen. Deshaun Brooks over to Allen. Allen back up to the top of the key. Ergel, now Ashen Ward. Ward with 18 to shoot. Left side, Perry for three. That one is short. Brito comes down with a rebound for Loyola. Brito, top side, Gibbler. Chrisman now near side left wing. They work it around the perimeter to Brito. Back outside, Avercamp drawing contact and the foul. That's going to be Brooks. That'll be his second and the fifth on Youngstown State as a team. Of course, they call it on the floor. So the Ramblers will hang on to the ball. Following the foul, it's into Avercamp. They lob it to Gibbler. Ball is knocked out of bounds, but it is off Youngstown State and will stay with the Ramblers.
Great hands there by Blake Allen coming down there to help, or else it would have been an easy deuce there for Gibbler.
9:42 left in the ball game. Brito looking, Brito firing. It's into Avercamp. They feed it to Gibbler underneath, and he puts it up and in. And the lead is now 4 for Loyola.
You see how Loyola's scoring? Layups. They're getting easy baskets. Time for us to get one, Chad.
Ashen Ward around a screen from Ergel. Back outside, Perry. Over to Brooks, line, lane, firing. That wasn't too strong. Ergel working hard, fighting it up and will not go, but he'll go to the line for two. Ergel really doing the job on the offensive glass tonight. Both he and Ashen Ward. And he's rewarded. That's the second foul on Avercamp. Now can Ergel knock down the free throws?
I don't want to take anything away from the hustle and the grit, but if he could finish a couple of these and ones too, it would be really nice.
Ergel's first free throw is up and it is good to bring the Penguins to within 49-46. Ergel now with 7 points, fresh off that 20-10 night. The win over Cleveland State on New Year's Eve day. Free throw up, got it. 49-47, Ergel with 8. Loyola with a 2-point lead. Avercamp with the ball. Long lob across the time stripe to Avercamp. Back on the right side, it's Hicks. Chrisman for three. Back of the rim, no. Deshaun Brooks with a rebound for Youngstown State. Penguins can tie with a 2. Take the lead with a 3. Ashen Ward for the lead. Got it! What a shot for Ashen Ward! And the Penguins take the lead.
I'll tell you what coach is telling him, Mr. Chrisman, right now. That's a bad shot that he took deep in the corner, but it led to this. A deep triple by Ashen Ward.
Timeout on the floor. We'll keep it here. Youngstown State very quickly back out in front. It's 50-49. Ashen Ward with 17 points. And that was just what the doctor ordered for Jerry Slocum's team.
Yes, Chad, I mean, it was a three-point basket, which we've been doing a lot of shooting, that is, here in the second half. But it was an open, it was in rhythm, which is a lot better than some of the contested ones we've thrown up here in the second half.
Penguins now shooting 44.4%. Loyola, on the other hand, almost 50%, 48.7 to be exact.
It's real easy on this end of the floor. Keep a body on Gibbler. Don't let him get inside. No post position. And don't let Avercamp even breathe.
So Brito with the ball. Onto the far side, right wing, Chrisman. Back to Brito. Brito looking low post. Instead, it's Avercamp up at the top of the key. Chrisman thinking about that three ball, won't take it. Hicks over to Avercamp. Aaron pass gobbled up by Brito. Shot clock down to 10. Underneath Avercamp. Avercamp facing up. He's double teamed. Outside Brito. Brito from the elbow. Back to Gibbler. Now Avercamp raising up. Got it!
Wow. That is just a good, tough basket there by Avercamp.
51-50. 23 points for Avercamp. His career high 31. Around the screen. It's over to Kendrick Perry. Back to Allen, now Ashen Ward. Right low block to Sean Brooks facing up. Brooks backing in. Outside to Ergel. Shot clock down to 11. Ergel penetrating. Outside pass gobbled up by Ashen Ward. Ward stops, pops. Around and it comes out. And Gibbler comes down with a rebound. And for Gibbler, that's his 5th board of the ball game. Denzel Brito out to Chrisman. Left low block, Avercamp back to Chrisman. And Loyola running clock now. Being very, very patient. Blocking foul called on Youngstown State's Kendrick Perry. And that foul is going to be on Kendrick Perry, his first, and number 6 on YSU as a team. 7:18 left to play here in the ball game. Barn Burner and Beagley. Loyola by 1 on the Valley's Hub for Local Sports. My YTV. Welcome back to Beagley Center. Fans on the edges of their seats. Penguins trailing Loyola 51-50. Ball is into Avercamp. Avercamp with 23 points to lead the way. Brito out to Gibbler, now Chrisman. Chrisman top of the key, Avercamp back to Brito with an near side left wing. Brito with 17 to shoot over to Christian Thomas. Chrisman now guarded by Kendrick Perry. Chrisman changes hands, offensive rebound, whistle, foul called underneath. It's going to be number 2 on Kendrick Perry, and you can just feel that momentum very quickly and very strongly being grasped by Loyola.
You can tell how boring the game is, and that's no disrespect to Loyola, but that's how they play. It's very boring, drawn out. They go to the free throw line, they hit free throws. Penguins down 2, they're 5 of 11 from the free throw line tonight, Chad.
That'll absolutely kill you down the stretch. Chrisman knocks in another, 53-50. Blake Allen. Around to the left side, feeding Ergel. Ergel up and in, plus the foul. Maybe that'll ignite the Penguin offense. Ergel took the feed, took the contact, and still managed to convert. So he'll have a chance to tie things up. Jordan Hicks will check back in. Ergel tonight from the line is 4 for 7. Chrisman will sit down. Ergel short on the free throw. Gibbler with the rebound. Gibbler's had a good night on the board. 6 rebounds to go along with 17 points. Brito to Avercamp on the right wing. Brito near side to Hicks. Underneath Gibbler, low block. Outside to Hicks. Now Brito feeding Gibbler. Jump hook up, too strong. Rebound fought for. Gobbled up by Kendrick Perry of the Penguins. Youngstown State can take the lead with a 2-point field goal. This is to Sean Brooks. Brooks in the paint. Outside, Ergel tracks down the errant pass. Ergel up at the top of the key, and they lob it back outside to Blake Allen. We are down to 6 minutes left to play here at Beagley Center. Blake Allen cut off, trying to feed Ergel. Pass poked up into the air, gobbled up by the Ramblers. Penguins will turn it over.
Needed a good possession there, Chad. You would like to see get a good shot.
Onto the right side, Jordan Hicks. Hicks around to Thomas screen. Top side Gibbler, now Avercamp. 16 left on the shot clock. Brito takes it baseline, puts it up, and won't go, but he is going to go to the line for 2.
Here's where good free throw shooting helps you down the stretch. I said it might come down to this. Loyola up 1.
First foul on Blake Allen. So to that free throw line is Denzel Brito, sophomore from Massachusetts, 69.4% free throw shooter. Brito's first trip to the line tonight, and it's not a good one.
Maybe I gave him the old broadcaster's jinx.
So he will try to split the pair. Free throw up. Free throw no good. Youngstown State with a basketball. Near side right wing, Ashen Ward. Ward around an Urgel screen. Top of the key to Sean Brooks. Allen firing 3-ball. Got it! Oh, what a shot for Blake Allen. And the Penguins take a 55-53 lead. 5 minutes left to play here at Bigley Center. Jordan Hicks, topside Kibler. Brito outside the three-point line. Brito holding on around an Avercamp screen. Avercamp is guarded by Ward. Avercamp to the right elbow. Shot clock to 8. Kibler takes the feed and scores. And we're tied at 55.
It's going to be one or the other. It's going to be one or the other every single time down.
Kendrick Perry over to Brooks. Allen firing 3-ball. That one high off the iron, and it will not go. And the rebound comes down to the Ramblers from Loyola. Under 4.5 to play. White knuckle time here on the campus of Youngstown State. Brito with the ball. Top side, it's Kibler. Guarded by Urgel to Hicks, left wing. 16 to shoot around a Kibler screen. Hicks, line, lane, puts it up, no. Kibler's tap won't go. Kibler with the offensive board, and Kibler works out of traffic, and it's out front. Penguin fans wanted a push off on Kibler, and the official saw it all and shook his head no way.
I mean, they've pretty much tabbed Kendrick now as flopping because he's done it 3 or 4 times prior, Chad.
Near side, Avercamp bounce past Kibler into the paint, contact, foul called on Urgel with 3:43 left. On Urgel, that is going to be his second. And with that, we take timeout. 3:43 left to play. We are where we were when we started, deadlocked. This time at 55 on the Valley's Home for Local Sports, my YTV. Score with 3:43 left in the ball game. Youngstown State trying to make it 2 straight victories. Loyola trying to snap a 2-game slide. Kibler to the free throw line. He's 3 for 3 on the night. And Kibler is perfect, 4 for 4. Loyola with a 1-point lead, 56-55. And Kibler with another big night, 20 points. His career high is 29. He's a 79% free throw shooter, and he has his first miss. However, Loyola taps it back and has a chance to add to this 1-point lead. Avercamp with the ball up at the top of the key. Kibler outside that 3-point line. Brito holding on over to Christian Thomas. Thomas back to Avercamp. Good defense on Avercamp. Brito near side left wing. Shot clock down to 12. Brito around a screen. Brito holding on. Shot clock to 6, now 5. Brito into the corner. Christian Thomas firing shot partially blocked. Rebound comes down to Urgel for YSU.
And Kendrick Perry was guarding Avercamp that entire set. Surprisingly enough, they did not get him the basketball, and thankfully they didn't for us.
Height differential there, that's the case. To say it plainly, Kendrick Perry whips it over to Ward. Into the corner, Allen for 3. That one won't go. Rebound Chrisman for Loyola. We're under 3 minutes left to play.
Why a 3 every time down? Work some clock, get a good shot, at least give one of the big guys a touch. Urgel doesn't have to shoot it, but at least give him a touch. Get some flow through the offense.
Chrisman near side left wing. Chrisman trying to take it to the rack on Perry. Here's Avercamp, one dribble. Onto the right side, Brito penetrating. Brito bouncing it to Avercamp. Avercamp with 4 to shoot. Avercamp over to Thomas. Here's Chrisman for 3. Misses everything. He had to rush that shot. And it's out of bounds. And the Penguins will have it down by 1 with 2:14 left.
If YSU was shooting like YSU has been, I mean, they're 44%, but down the stretch, we have not seen a lot go in. But a couple threes, I mean, they have a comfortable lead here, Chet. Loyola's struggling to get anything to go in.
Ashen Ward over to Kendrick Perry in the left wing. Perry raising up. Got it!
It wasn't a three-point basket, and not back to the dribble penetration by number 3. Love it.
10 points for Kendrick Perry. Penguins up 57-56. Just under 2 minutes to play. And we have a Loyola timeout called with 1:55 left. And as is the case with most of these Horizon League games, they are going down to the wire, and that's again the case here tonight. Seems like every time we have one of these Horizon League games, we're playing for the final possession, Zach.
Yeah, Chad, and you know how it is. I mean, everybody knows everybody in this league. Loyola's scouted Youngstown State. They've been ready for this ball game, and everybody knows what people want to do. Loyola has taken YSU out of their offense throughout most of the night.
Penguins have lost 3 straight to Loyola, and that includes a 30-point shellacking here at Beagley Center on New Year's Day a year ago.
I remember that one, Chad. And a lot of people walked out of here pretty shocked. That was a big margin of defeat.
Yeah, you don't see many 30-point games. That was one that did not go down to the wire.
So here you go. You need a big stop.
Avercamp with the ball. They bounce it underneath. There's a steal by or goal. 57-56. Blake Allen with the ball.
And you could take this almost all the way down to a minute, Chad. And I think that's important, especially because the way Loyola struggled.
However, that pass is tipped and it is out of bounds. Oh my, I thought that was a turnover for a split second. Penguins with a 1-point lead. Over to Ashen Ward on the far side left wing. Cross-court pass to Deshaun Brooks. Brooks raising up. That one short. Gibbler comes down with a rebound. And the Ramblers bring it across the time stripe into the forecourt. Denzel Brito. Brito around to the right side. Gibbler top of the key. Chrisman looking for Avercamp underneath. Penguins defending that well. Brito looking for Gibbler. Instead, it's Avercamp. Lob to Gibbler. Gibbler puts it up and in.
Avercamp or Gibbler. That time it was Gibbler.
Gibbler with 22, 58-57. We'll see if the Penguins will call a timeout. They will not at the moment. Kendrick Perry over to Brooks. Ergel with the ball. Shot clock down to 18, and Jerry Slocum will call a timeout with 36.4 seconds left. You may recall the last time we were here at Beagley Center for a YSU men's game, it was a heartbreaking loss to Robert Morris at the buzzer, with Robert Morris nailing a long jumper to send Penguin fans home in a very disgusted mood. Here's to hoping that won't happen a second straight home game.
This is huge in the overall picture, Chad. You go 3-1 here with a win in the Horizon League, or you set back to 2-2. And that might not sound like a lot. It is only one game, but 2-2 and 3-1. Just, that's a big disparity, especially with a game that, you can win on Saturday and perhaps go 4-1 to start the season in the league.
Now, these are 2 games tonight and Saturday that Youngstown State really, really needs to win. Shot clock down to 15. Kendrick Perry with the basketball for YSU. Isolation, it's Joe Chrisman. Kendrick Perry around to the right side. Perry line, lane, off the glass. It will not go, but he is going to go to the line for 2.
Now here's the question, Chad. He gets fouled here. Every time he's went, something good has happened. Every single time he gets into the lane, something good happened. I don't know why we haven't seen more of it, but hopefully we're going to see a lot of it down the stretch.
Shot clock is off. Perry making his second trip to the free throw line. He's 0 for 1. He's a double figures with 10. And Perry misses the free throw.
The struggles continue. He works at it too. It's not somebody that doesn't put the time in, put the effort in. You see him stay after practice. He's just struggled from the stripe.
Perry trying to split the pair and tie the ball game up at 58. Perry's free throw up. Good. We're tied at 58. 21 seconds left.
And you would think Loyola's going to go down after they call this timeout, of course. They're going to take the final shot, Chad. I mean, when you're on the road, you take the final one, and if not, you go into overtime.
18.7 seconds left. So the plot thickens at Beagley Center. Will it be two heartbreaking outings at Beagley Center? One to end 2011 and one to begin 2012.
I'll tell you what, when we played Robert Morris, I had no idea where the basketball was going, but I got somewhat of an idea here coming out of this timeout. It's going to be Avercamp or Gibbler. Gibbler's going to be able to try to get position down low for that offensive rebound. You got to put a body on him. If you can, put two on him. Just don't let him get an offensive putback, and you can't let Avercamp get open.
Here we go. Loyola with the ball, 18.7 seconds left. Chrisman to inbound. The ball is in the hands of Gibbler. Game clock down to 15. This is Brito. Brito holding on, gives to Chrisman on the right wing. Chrisman topside Gibbler. Game clock down to 5. Over to Chrisman. Avercamp raising up. It is short. Gibbler's follow will not go, and we will go to overtime at Beagley Center.
How about that? Avercamp takes the shot, exactly what I said shouldn't happen. There's Gibbler with an offensive chance and a putback at the end. Thankfully, it was short.
So a little bonus basketball as Avercamp had an open look. It was flat. It was short. We'll have overtime when we come back. We're tied at 58 on the Valley's home for local sports, My YTV. Welcome back to Beagley Center. Overtime is underway, tied at 58. Youngstown State and Loyola hooked up in a good one as the Penguins had the lead in this one and could not hang on to it. Loyola winless in Horizon League play. Avercamp has it on the left wing. Penguins 2-1 in Horizon League play. Gibbler spinning, firing, and he puts it off the window for two. The Ramblers take a 60-58 lead.
That's just typical Gibbler there. Back to the basket. One bounce, one dribble, turn, spin, shoot.
Top side, Deshaun Brooks. Over to Ashen Ward, line laid. Ward puts it up. Offensive foul called. And the Ramblers will get it back, and it's going to be called on Ward. It's going to be his third, and tell you what, yeah, the Ramblers missed that shot at the end of regulation. However, you just get the feeling that Loyola really believes it can win this game and really fought and scrapped their way back into it. Taking this to OT. Avercamp with the ball on the left wing. Avercamp is cut off. Outside, Denzel Brito. Brito around a screen from Avercamp. Outside, Chrisman. Chrisman on the right wing, 14 to shoot. Chrisman to Gibbler, facing up on Ergel. They're swinging around the perimeter. Brito holding on at the top of the key, firing for three. Back of the rim, no good. Gibbler fighting for that rebound. And the rebound comes down to Ergel for Youngstown State.
Sorry, Chad, you got to keep a body on Gibbler. You're just killing us on the offensive glass.
60-58. Ramblers by 2. Kendrick Perry over to Ashen Ward, looking low post. This is Ergel taking it to the rack, spinning, firing short. Ergel gets the rebound, puts it up and in, plus the foul.
Some more inside scoring. That's a nice dump down too. Give it to Damian. If he doesn't have it, then kick it back out, set up the offense. But that time he felt like he could do some work, and he did.
And that, more importantly, is going to be foul number 4 on Avercamp. We're tied at 60. Ergel trying to complete the and one and give the Penguins the lead, and he's unable to do it. So Ergel tonight is 4 for 9 from the line. Closing in on 3 minutes left in overtime. Chrisman has it near side left wing. Top side Avercamp. Avercamp with a couple of dribbles to Brito. Brito cut off at the free throw line. Into the corner, Hicks underneath. Gibbler puts it up and in.
Hicks faked the shot there right about halfway, then he dumped it down to Gibbler, and he faked down a couple Penguins.
62-60, Loyola by 2. Blake Allen over to Ashen Ward on the near side, right wing, whistle and a foul. It's going to be called on Hicks. That's number 2 on number 2. So the Penguins are going to go to the free throw line. Ashen Ward will step to the stripe, 1 for 2 with 18 points. One of 4 Penguin players in double figures. Ward with 18, Ergel with a dozen, 11 apiece for Allen and Perry. And Ward puts it up and off. Free throws will kill you.
Yep, 6 of 15. I mean, now some of those misses, 4 of those misses, or rather 5, are coming from Damian, your center, so you could kind of take that with a grain of salt. But, I mean, these guards are missing way too many free throws, Chad.
Ward splits the pair. It is 62-61. So, again, it's crunch time and overtime at Beagley Center. Denzel Brito, near side left wing to Chrisman. Chrisman, top of the key, Gibbler. Offensive foul called on Loyola. And that's going to be it for Avercamp, the Ramblers' leading scorer.
And that is huge with 2:29. I mean, this makes Loyola, I thought it was easy to defend him coming in, but it even makes it easier now because Gibbler's not a guy that can go and get his own shot. He's a workhorse, going to get offensive rebounds. Now they don't have anybody that can create their own shot, Chad.
So Avercamp will sit and watch this one the rest of the way. 23 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and he ran over Damian Ergel. So the Penguins will have the basketball. Trailing at 62-61. It's easy. He's had himself quite a night. Avercamp.
And what a heady play there by Damon. He saw that he wasn't looking. He knew that Avercamp eventually was going to work his way down the lane. He sat and waited for him.
Round to the right side, Blake Allen takes it baseline. Loose ball saved in by Allen to Kendrick Perry. Heady play by the Penguins backcourt. 2:08 left behind the back. Kendrick Perry line lane. Puts it up and in! And the Penguins take the lead.
That was sick.
Oh, what a play by Kendrick Perry. 63-62. Brito with the ball to Gibbler. They feed it underneath. Spinning shot up and in for Joe Chrisman. And Loyola takes a 1-point lead. 64-63. Back and forth. These two teams go. Blake Allen over on the left wing to Kendrick Perry. Perry around a screen, feeding Brooks. Brooks in the paint, loses the handle, whistle, and a foul called.
Brooks will go to the stripe where he's 0 for 1. He needs to be 2 for 3 when he leaves.
Walt Gibbler picks up his 3rd. Penguins again from the line tonight, 7 of 17. Brooks to the stripe with just 6 points, and he'll stay there. He'll try to split the pair, tie the ball game up at 64. Deshaun Brooks, the senior from Chicago, misses them both. Loyola with the ball and a 1-point lead. Denzel Brito Over to Chrisman on the right wing. Around a screen from Gibbler. Christian Thomas over to Brito. Brito back up to the top of the key. Gibbler over to Hicks. Long-range jumper will not go. Rebound comes down to Kendrick Perry. Perry brings it across the time stripe and into the forecourt. Onto the near side, right wing, over to Allen. Back to Perry. Perry whips it underhand toss to Ashen Ward. Into the corner. Ergel firing. Got it! Youngstown State with a 1-point lead. It is 65-64. And Loyola will call a timeout with 48.3 seconds left.
This is unbelievable. We have a 1-point lead and the free throw shooting at 7 of 18. Just got to get one more stop. They don't ask how, they ask how many, Chad.
Damian Ergel sticking this one in. He had a relatively quiet first half of play with just 3 points. He now has 14. Do the math, it's 11 in the second half, and none more important than that baseline jumper right there.
And a lot of confidence with that jump shot. I don't know last year in this situation, does he take that shot? I'm not so sure he does, but now he's put the work into the gym and he's comfortable from that 12 to 14 foot range.
So 48.3 seconds left. Youngstown State with a 1-point lead, 65-64. Loyola had a chance to win it at the buzzer. However, they could not convert. Their leading scorer, Ben Avercamp, has fouled out. And so you have to like the Penguins' chances here at this juncture.
Right, Chad, because nobody can go and just get one themselves. They're going to have to work the ball around. They're going to have to get somebody out of position in the YSU uniform. Something's going to have to break down for them to get a bucket now.
So a very quiet, pensive Beagley Center here at the moment, realizing the importance of this upcoming defensive possession that the Penguins are going to face. Well, we have an opportunity. We can remind you that the Globetrotters are coming to the Covelli Center for 2 great shows. Saturday, January 28th. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. You can win a family 4-pack to the game. Text BB to 45548 for your chance to win. Harlem Globetrotters basketball is a fun-filled experience for the entire family.
Now, Chad, it's also important if they miss, Gibbler's been killing us on the offensive glass. You got to secure a rebound. That means putting a body on somebody, fundamentally boxing somebody out, and going get the defensive rebound.
So the Penguins send out Allen, Perry, Brooks, Ergel, Ward. It's Chrisman, Gibbler, Hicks. Also Brito and Thomas for Loyola. 45 seconds left in overtime. Brito up at the top of the key. Chrisman. They lob it underneath towards Gibbler. There's a steal by Ashen Ward. And we have a whistle and a foul called on Loyola. Ashen Ward was right there, and what a play defensively to take away that entry pass to Gibbler.
And Ashen Ward, I just caught him say, "I got you," to Blake Allen and Deshaun Brooks, meaning he's going to go to the stripe and finish the deal. Let's see if he does it.
So that is the 5th foul called on Joe Chrisman. So his night is now complete. So checking back in for Loyola is Chim Kadima. So when we get back to it, Ashen Ward to the free throw line. Ward so far tonight, 2 for 4. He has 19 points.
What a night for Ashen. On a night where, Kendrick was struggling in the first half. Deshaun has struggled all night. Where would we be without number 20?
Ashen Ward puts it up and knocks it down. 2-point lead for Youngstown State. 66-64. Ward's free throw up. Got it! 67-64 with 33 seconds left. Loyola with one timeout remaining. Brito with the ball. Brito holding on. Brito penetrating out to Hicks. Hicks feeding Gibbler. Gibbler spinning in the paint. Shot blocked by Ergel out of bounds. And it will stay with Loyola. 18.7 ticks left. Brito to inbound. Brito looking. Brito has it into Gibbler. Gibbler crossing over. Gibbler fighting it up and will not call. Brooks with the rebound. And we have a whistle and we have a foul called on Loyola.
And listen to this crowd.
Penguin fans on their feet at Bigley Center. He's got to knock these free throws in, however. This loud crowd will all of a sudden get very quiet for the free throw attempt, and it is no good. Wow.
Deshaun's got to hit this. He's 0 for 3 now in the last couple times down. He's 0 for 2 the last time he was there.
Brooks bends the knees, puts it up. Got it! 68-64. Timeout called by Jerry Slocum with 12.3 seconds left. Penguin faithful on their feet for Youngstown State.
And, you know, not the largest crowd, but they sure got noisy here down the stretch, and I think they might have helped propel the Penguins to a win. And a ball game that really could have went either way, Chad, especially with the free throw shooting the way it was. We're going to finish, looks like 9 of 21. If you're able to win a ball game shooting 9 of 21 from the free throw line, just take a big sigh of relief and move on to the next one.
Boy, you do breathe a sigh of relief against a team that was winless in the conference coming in. Penguins trying to start the conference slate 3-1 for the first time since joining the Horizon League.
And now we should expect a nice crowd Saturday with the Penguins looking to go 4-1 in the Horizon League.
Got to close this one out first. Ball is into Brito. Brito penetrating. Brito has it taken away. Kendrick Perry firing it down the floor, and it's out of bounds, and the ball game is over. The final score in this one in overtime. Youngstown State 68, Loyola 64. We'll wrap it up when we come back on the Valley's Home for Local Sports, My YTV. And welcome back to Bigley Center, where in overtime tonight, it was Youngstown State coming away with a 4-point win over Loyola by a final score of 68-64. Again, this one, a little bonus basketball as the Penguins win it in overtime to improve to 3-1 in Horizon League play for the first time since the team joined the conference back in 2001. So congratulations to Jerry Slocum's team, who now improves to 8-6 overall, heading into Saturday's big game against another one of those Chicago teams from UIC. The Penguins placing 4 players in double figures tonight, led by Ashen with 21 points. Damian Ergel with some big points down the stretch. He had 14 points, 13 for Kendrick Perry, and 11 for Blake Allen. But this one up and good as Kendrick Perry taking care of business for the Penguins here tonight, coming in 3rd in the league in scoring. So, with the win, the Penguins now 8-6 overall, 3-1 in the league. Loyola remains winless in league play, 0-5 in Horizon League competition, 5-10 overall. So, the Penguins now have won 2 straight games, and now Loyola has lost 3 straight games. Before we get out of here, I'd like to thank some folks who made our broadcast possible. Our director is Mike Roscoe, our technical director, Bill Millett. On cameras tonight, Todd Prodnick, Justin Verona, and Jason Reiner. Art director is Sue Ford. On graphics and animation, it was Chris Comley, and much thanks to my broadcast partner, Zach Humphreys, for his work as well. My name is Chad Krispinski, reminding you this is a copyrighted broadcast of PBC Broadcasting of Youngstown 2012. Again, the final score in this one, Youngstown State 68, Loyola 64 in overtime. Till next time, so long, everybody, from Bigley Center.